Hi, I'm Pastor Dave, and welcome to this week's video. Well, North Korea is getting most of the headlines this week. However, there is more news happening out there. And in a little less than a month, Iran will be holding elections. And I'm not seeing a whole lot of this being reported or talked about. In fact, in speaking to some people weren't even aware that Iran is holding elections. And they say, what's the elections for? Well, they will be naming a new president. So this is a presidential election taking place in May 19th in just a few weeks. Now, what's interesting to this is a few weeks ago, the former president of Iran threw his name into the hat. Ahmadinejad, who ran 2 terms from 2005 to 2013, he wanted to be reelected. So he put his name out there and he put his name in to run for president again. And, well, just think about this. You know, when he came to America to speak every fall at the United Nations, at the General Assembly, most people walked out when he was speaking because he would say things that were just... He would publicly talk about Israel being wiped off the face of the map. He would publicly deny the fact that the Holocaust ever happened. And he was strongly believed in the nuclear weapon program, Iran's nuclear weapons, that they should have nuclear weapons, not for peaceful purposes, but for weaponry. Those are some of the things that he would say. So in the September of 2016, he went to the Ayatollah Khomeini and said, what if I put a name in? What if I tried to run again? And the Ayatollah said, no, it would not be good for our country. In fact, if you do that, it may split our country in half, and it would not be for the best benefit of our country. So the Ayatollah said, don't do it. And Ahmadinejad did it anyhow. He put his name in to run for president. Now, what's interesting here is that in order to qualify for this, I mean, it's about 1,600 people put their name in. And Iran has a guardian council, and this guardian council will then look at these candidates and vet them. And they will dismiss anybody who is a female. All the women get dismissed. Anybody who's a reformer will get dismissed. And in this case, Ahmadinejad himself got dismissed. On Friday, April 21st, the council came back and said that they barred him from running for president. So his name was completely removed, which I think is interesting. It speaks a lot about that. Again, the council routinely disqualifies certain people. But to see them disqualify a past president, I think it speaks a lot for the country and where it's at. And I'm not sure it's in a good way. I don't know what that really means. Right now, the leading candidate is the current president of Iran. You know, this is somebody who is 68 years old, and he's soft-spoken, and he's smiling, and he's more of a soft, easy-speaking cleric. Now, his claim to fame is that he was able to get the nuclear deal done, which removed the sanctions off of Iran. So it brought some stability back to the country, and the average everyday person now can have a lifestyle back again. So that's his platform, and that's what he's running on. You know, the country was able to, again, have some diplomatic issues taken care of and some financial issues taken care of, ending the isolation. Iran had sanctions against them, and they were isolated, so this brought them back into the free world once again, basically. Now, his challenger, his strongest challenger, is a 56-year-old hardliner, and that's the term that they use for him. He's pretty much unknown by the Iranian people, but he's someone that has a PhD in Islamic law. Again, he's very strong in Sharia law. He will be much more of a very strong type personality if he's elected. And they feel, most people I've spoken to feel like he's the real challenger. There may be 6 to 7 people who run for this, who do actually get nominated or clear the vetting process. And Rassi, who is, again, he's 56-year-old. He comes from the political system and the law system, a law background. It'd be interesting if he took over with his hard-handed forcefulness, if he's in charge. And the third candidate who has some possibilities is the current mayor of Tehran. Basically, this is the 3rd time he's trying to run for the president. Obviously, he lost this 2 other times, but we'll see what happens this time. So either the current president or this hard-line, reformer who's going to go in there with his law degree in Sharia law and kind of push some buttons. So we'll see what happens in May. But it's interesting, though, that Iran vetoed or barred the former president from running. So I'm just saying we've got a few weeks until this happens, May 19th. Now, April 27th is when all the candidates are supposed to be publicly made. So we'll see publicly what names come out and how many candidates there are, and get some more backgrounds on them. But be watching, because we're a few weeks away from Iran having possibly a new president. Either the current one runs for a second term, or we have a new leader in Iran. And that's going to be kind of interesting. So hang on to your hats, and we'll see what that looks like in a month or so. Hey, if you want some more information about this, there'll be stuff up on the website. The website is interpretingthetimes.com. That's all one word if you Google it, interpretingthetimes.com. Again, I'm Pastor Dave. I look forward to being back with you again next week. So until then, God bless you.